Hello everyone and welcome to the Friday video. Thank you so much to those of you who came yesterday to the chorister evensong and to the seafood dinner at the church. It was really well attended and I think the choristers were so excited to see you there. Maybe a little nervous, but also very excited to see you there. So thank you for your support with them. The next week is quite a bit of a show here at St. Paul's, and we have a lot that's going on. For those of you who have been involved in the Tuesday Lenten book study, you know that we've been talking about the progression of Holy Week and Jesus's path from Palm to Passion as we move forward and the risks that are involved in that. And we hope all of you will join us through this Holy Week adventure as we move through this coming Sunday through the end of Easter Day. It's quite a moving experience, and we would like you to really take a step into the journey with us. We have quite a number of services, and so I just wanted to run through those really quickly with you to let you know what's here so that you can plan accordingly. This Sunday, which is Palm Sunday and also Passion Sunday, begins at 8 o'clock with our usual 8 a.m. Holy Eucharist Rite 1. This service is different than normal 8 a.m. services throughout the year in that it starts outside, not far from the church door, but on the front lawn of the parish office where we'll begin our palm procession into the church. And then, unlike most 8 o'clock services, we will sing a hymn. We will sing All Glory, Laud, and Honor as we enter into the church. We have another service at 10:45, our usual time. This one starts with a little bit more of a larger procession. We'll gather by the columbarium and the new location of the bell. We'll have blessing of the palms, some singing outside. Then we'll process in with bells. And then in the church, we'll have a bit of procession and All Glory, Laud, and Honor again. In both of these services, we shift gears from the joyous moments of Palm Sunday and then into the Passion. And we hear the reading of the Passion narrative from the Gospel of Matthew this year. It really is a stark shift and plunges us headfirst into Holy Week. And so you'll feel that stark change and this calming or subduing of the joyous nature of the palm procession. On Monday of Holy Week at noon, we have Holy Eucharist Rite 1 in the church. On Tuesday, we have Tenebrae. Tenebrae is at 7 p.m. The service of Tenebrae is a bit longer than others, and it's very, very contemplative. It is one of my favorite services during Holy Week. We get to spend a bit of time in silence and in prayer and in contemplation. It's a really great place to reflect not only on Scripture, but on readings from our great teachers of the past who help us to understand the motion of Holy Week. On Wednesday of Holy Week, Holy Wednesday, we have our usual Holy Eucharist Rite 2 at noon. Then the next 3 days are what we call the Triduum, or the 3 sacred days. We begin with the service of Maundy Thursday, and that starts with a commemoration of the first Eucharist, the Last Supper, which you can see behind me in the picture over here. We remember Jesus' last time with his disciples gathering in community for a meal. We learn about the mandate to celebrate the Eucharist. We also learn of the mandate of being servants for others through foot washing. The service also moves into the darkness of Holy Week as we strip the church bare of all ornamentation and we move into darkness. The next day at noon, we have the Good Friday liturgy. This is a stark contrast to a lot of our other liturgies. There is music, but there's no organ. It's all a cappella singing. And for those of you who have not been to this service before, I encourage you to come. It is incredibly moving. The service then moves on to Saturday with the Easter Vigil, which is at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. This service begins in the graveyard with the lighting of the new fire, the fire that had been extinguished earlier in the week. We'll light this new fire in the graveyard and then process into the church. And from there, we will get the Glorious Exultet, which is a beautiful, ancient, chanted hymn that leads us through the vigil. From there, we move through the vigil and through the rite of the renewal of baptismal vows into the joyous celebration of Easter and the resurrection. And all the lights come back on in the church, and there's joyous music. It's a lot. We shift through a lot of emotions this week, and this is the height and the climax of this. Now, during the Triduum, we have two other services which are not technically part of the 3 sacred days, but they happen at the same time. On Friday at 5:30 p.m., we have the Stations of the Cross service, which takes place in our graveyard. And then on Saturday morning, we would love it if you would join us and the Altar Guild as we have our Holy Saturday liturgy at 9 a.m. You can think of this liturgy as sort of like a wake or a vigil at a funeral. And we are observing the time after Jesus' crucifixion before the resurrection. And then finally on Easter Day, we have 2 services. We have our 9 a.m. Rite 2 service. This has music, brass. It's a joyous celebration. And then we have a second service at 11:15 a.m. on Easter Day. This is a choral Eucharist, which is a little different than what we do on a regular Sunday. The choir will sing the Mass parts. That is the Gloria, the Sanctus and Benedictus, and the Agnus Dei. These will be standalone choral works rather than congregational hymns like we usually sing. The Rite 1 service at 11:15 also has brass playing with us, and we have incense at that service. All of these are wonderful services, and we hope you will join us for as many as you can during this week. This is going through Holy Week is a transformative experience. It is something that there are no other words to put to it other than that it changes you as you go through this story, as we walk with Jesus from the beginning to the end and then to the resurrection. And we hope to see you this week as we go on this journey together.